I ate the same things for an entire month and stuff happened. I tried to record this yesterday, but I didn't make an outline for myself, and there's a lot to talk about, so I couldn't get my thoughts in order, and it just came out all jumbled, and I was back and forth. I want to make sure that I get everything explained clearly, the what I did, the why I did it, and the how I did it. But first, let me get into the stuff that I know everyone's gonna want to know, like right off the bat, the stats, because I know everyone's itching to know. Here is my before and after shots. This is 1 month of eating the same foods, except for 3 days, but I'll get into that later. I did no exercise routine. The most exercise I got was a couple walks with my husband, maybe a few extra trips up and down my stairs on a busy day. I am sedentary, a couch potat, if you will. I started this on March 3rd, weighing in at 194 pounds. I'm 5 foot 6 inches tall. I lost a total of 12.8 pounds, leaving me at 181.2. I took a whole bunch of measurements just for fun because I've been on a weight loss roller coaster for years now, and I've never thoroughly and consistently taken measurements. So with that in mind, this time around, I was like, there's no messing around. So I took measurements all over the place. I lost 1 inch for the most part on every single part of my body that I measured, except for my arms and my calves, my most annoyingly chubby parts of my body. I hate it. I'll lose my butt, I'll lose my stomach, but my arms stay thick, so if I want to wear any kind of cute baggy stuff, I still look the same size. Also, I didn't do any face pictures or measuring my face or anything because I record videos all the time, so if anything actually changes, I can just look back at videos. But I always have a double chin. Doesn't matter how thin I am. Teeny tiny me, 13-year-old, had a double chin. It's just part of who I am. So I don't care. My face does get a little slimmer in the cheeks, but I'm always just big round face. There's nothing I can do about it. So I didn't worry so much about my face. I've also never done before and after videos. I've taken pictures for before and after. You can really see my scoliosis in these shots. I didn't notice it that bad before. I don't remember when we found out I had scoliosis. I think it was probably freshman year of high school or 7th grade or something. I don't know, but my spine is an S, and you can clearly see that in the videos. One of my shoulders is up higher than the other one, and my hip sticks out on one side. I think that is also contributing to some of the imbalances in my size, because if you look at my measurements, my left thigh is 1 inch smaller than my right thigh. So things like that I feel like are probably from the scoliosis, or it's because I'm right side dominant, so maybe I just use my right side more often. This is something I'll try to be fixing once I start implementing exercise and hopefully a chiropractor at some point, but we're not there yet. Okay, let's get into what I ate for this entire month, but I want to preface this with I have no background in nutrition, health, that kind of thing. I was almost a personal trainer. I just never got my CPR training and took the test, so I've got some of the knowledge, but not enough. I'm not a professional. That's what I'm saying. I'm just a person talking about something I did. Take from it what you will. It's entertainment, not advice. So I need to explain why I did this, and this next part, it might be a little choppy just because I have to think about how I'm saying things. But long story short, I'm fucking tired. I've never been diagnosed with an eating disorder, but I know that for years I have been dealing with some disordered habits and thought processes. I'm almost 30. I'm 28. I turned 29 this year, I think. Honestly, I don't... Right? Am I 28? Yeah, I think I'm 28. I don't know. I've never gotten the body that I wanted, and it's been so long, and I'm tired of trying. I remember I was kind of deep in one of the pits of my issue points, and I was just looking at my husband, and I was almost crying. I was like, I'm exhausted. I was just so tired of it at that point. You can't just turn it off. The thought processes, the habits, whatever, the things that make you do what you do. But everyone has something that just kind of clicks in them. And finally, for me, it was I've never looked the way I wanted to look, so why don't I just not look it and try to be healthy? So I don't want to go too far into things, but my body is coming from a place of either severely starving, restricting for a couple months at a time, or extreme binging. And I know people will tell you all the time, like, starving will just make you hold on to the fat or it'll make you gain weight fat. It doesn't matter. Like, if you're anything like me, it doesn't matter because you'll just do it again. So who cares? Like, I knew that I would blow up right after I was done dieting. I don't care because I can just do it again. It doesn't matter. Like, you get deep into this just, I don't know how to explain it, but you just don't care. Like, for me, it was never an emotional thing, or maybe it was a control thing, but not to the extent that I've heard from some other people. I just didn't feel like I deserved to be healthy. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, maybe it's the fitness industry or social norms, but I was like, well, you don't look like that, so you can't try. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't make sense because it's a disordered thought pattern. So no, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, so I used to call the thought patterns I have like my second brain. Like, she's in there and she says weird things, and she would make me not eat for months. And when I say binge afterwards, I don't mean like 4 slices of pizza, OMG, I ate so much. I mean, I would eat a family of 4's worth of meals at McDonald's, and then I would eat a whole pizza and then a whole cake, whatever I could put into my mouth, I would eat. I would just eat, all the things. So anyway, so that's what I mean by exhausted. And there were times where I had eaten or tried to eat healthier, and I was doing an exercise plan. I think I used to even do YouTube videos at the time where I was doing like a weight loss plan, but I would try to follow these like trending things like the macro dieting and whatever, and it got too calculated for me, and I would end up falling right back into, the mess, I call it. So for what I did for this month was just something that would make me feel normal, because I haven't been normal in years, and it kind of was a challenge for me to see if I could stick to it, but also it kind of tested me when it came to breaking rules, because I left things a little bit open. I just wanted to find a diet, because this isn't really a diet. I wanted to find a diet that would allow me to bend and change things and go on a weekend and eat whatever I wanted and then come right back to it without feeling like I had to make up for it. So, more details. Every day was on average somewhere between 1,400 and 1,800 calories. I used an app on my phone called Simple Macro that allows you to manually enter in. It's kind of like MyFitnessPal, but I don't know, I just like it better. I don't know why. There's nothing wrong with MyFitnessPal, whatever, but it allows you to manually enter in your food. And I just did it a couple times because, like I said, I didn't want to get too calculated and make myself go crazy. But I did want to make sure that I was eating enough so that I could maintain it. And I'm not exercising, so 1,400 to 1,800 calories might not seem like enough for most people, or maybe it's too much for some people, but this worked out for me just fine. I do have on here at 1,600, or actually it's almost 1,700 calories, 1,697. When I used to count like macros and stuff, I don't remember where I got this calculation from, but I kind of reached these. If you guys really want to know, at that time, I had 77 grams of fat, 139 grams of carbs, and 112 grams of protein. I just put in the food that I had eaten, 4 days worth of the food, just to make sure that I was getting enough and kind of getting close, because I have a hard time eating a lot of protein because I hate eating meat, and protein smoothies are disgusting to me. So I just wanted to make sure I was getting at least enough some of the time, and then I stopped calculating altogether. So for breakfasts, I alternated either eggs on toast or oatmeal, and had a green smoothie on the side, though they aren't actually green anymore because I add in this lemon protein powder that I found from Ideal Lean or Ideal Fit, I think is what their Instagram is. This is the most delicious protein powder on the planet, because if you're like me, you like more tart flavors than sweet flavors, or the creamy protein powder just isn't your thing. These are delicious. Oh my god. And if you just have it by itself, it's supposed to like be just a clear protein powder and it turns into lemonade. But I like it in my green smoothies. I put a whole bunch of spinach in there because I have a hard time eating vegetables too. So if I can get my green out of the way with some fruit and that protein powder, I get the protein, I get the fruits, I get the veggie, we're good. Lunches were supposed to alternate as well, but I ended up eating the same thing. And I feel weird saying it because I feel like the middle school me is coming out, and I feel like I would have been made fun of for eating tuna sandwiches. But I had a tuna sandwich every day for a month, and I enjoyed it, okay? I had the sandwich on the wheat bread with carrots on the side. That was my lunch every day. Dinner was always some form of chicken with a vegetable and a sweet potato. And I was gonna add in rice or ground beef to have just a variety, but my husband, lovely man that he is, figured out a way to cook chicken that I really like it, and I had it every day. And sometimes we would bake the sweet potato, sometimes we would chop it up into fries or cubes, whatever, and then it was just any vegetable I felt like eating. Usually broccoli or green beans tend to be my favorites, because I can just get those down first, get the chicken down, and then enjoy my sweet potato. And I'm actually surprised at myself, I really like sweet potato. I didn't know. Snacks and sides, and a little dessert. Part of my wanting to feel normal, whatever it is for you might be different, was to not restrict things like sauces or creams or dips and things like that. So if I, in the morning with my coffee, if I felt like having creamer, I like black coffee, I'm weird, but sometimes I want creamer. So if I wanted creamer in my coffee, I had it. That was another thing in my calculations on my nutrition calculation thingy, whatever. I didn't even add in the vegetables, and I didn't add in like my coffee creamer. So I could have been eating more calories on some of those days. That's why there was such a drastic 1,400, 1,800 calories, because sometimes I would dip my carrots into ranch dressing because I felt like it. Because that's normal to, like, if you go to a restaurant and you want to have your normal food, your chicken, your vegetable, and sweet potato, you know they're putting extra oils or whatever. Or if you order a salad and you don't ask for the dressing on the side, like, I don't want to be that person. I want to feel normal. I want to order whatever I want to order and just eat it. So I had ranch on my carrots sometimes. I had spicy ketchup with my sweet potato fries. I sometimes dipped my chicken into spicy ranch, you know? So my snack ended up actually being the same thing every day. In the beginning, I was having some crackers because I just had some left over in the cabinet and I didn't want them to go to waste. But for the most part, every day, I have it as a dessert, not really a snack, but every day I have an apple with some vanilla protein yogurt that I really like with apples. I was having it with peanut butter, but peanut butter makes my skin really oily. I don't know if I feel like I'm the only person this happens to, but if I eat peanut butter, my skin just oil. I don't know why. So yeah, and then for a little dessert, somehow this is good enough to hold me off. I have a little rectangle of sometimes two, Hershey's dark chocolate with almonds. It's delicious. And with that being said, having the apple at night, it's easy to get caught up in some of the like fitness guru YouTuber people's stuff. Like the weird techniques, like don't eat past 7 p.m. or don't eat sugar in the afternoon. Like eat whatever you feel like. I eat dinner sometimes at 9 o'clock at night, and then I have my dessert sometimes at 11 o'clock at night, my apple right before bed, because it keeps me from wanting to snack again. Like, I don't know. I like to go to bed feeling satiated. Sue me. I don't know. And this is coming from someone who used to be addicted to the feeling of empty before bed. Progress, my friends. So let's talk about the process. So this wasn't a perfect gradual weight loss over the month from March 3rd to April 3rd. It was more like straight shot down and then spike back up and then gradual back down, and then now we're kind of floating here like this. So this brings me to, I actually kept a little journal the whole time because I wanted to write down, I didn't write down every day, but I wanted to write down some things that were happening. So I started this on March 3rd at 194 pounds. On March 6th, I wrote down 7 pounds in the first 3 days. Lots of bloat from the binging gone. Instantly having a better routine with food and eating better food, got rid of bloat just instantly, 7 pounds down just the first 3 days. Even if I wasn't going through a binge or restrict cycle, it was kind of like I would get up in the morning, have coffee, work all day, and then finally eat. And so my thinking wasn't very clear, but because I'm consistently now eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's the foods are there's a good balance in each of my meals. They hold me over all day long, and I just feel like, I don't know, I'm a well-running engine now. March 12th is when I got down to 185. I said I was gonna stop weighing myself, but I couldn't help it. I continued to weigh myself. I said, still feeling amazing. Cravings have kicked in. As soon as I eat though, they're gone. Cravings aren't the same as when I was unhealthy. I just see something and go, OMG, that would be delicious, and I move on, except for hot Cheetos. Hot Cheetos is the one thing that I was craving this whole time. I think it's because I wanted them before I started, but I didn't get them. So this is actually me when I was recording yesterday. Oh, how I've missed you. So I had hot Cheetos as a treat after this was done. Hot Cheetos and a donut. Oh, God. March 22nd is when my period started, and I had gone on March 18th, I got to 182. On March 22nd, I had jumped back up to 184. This is the first time I had ever experienced PMS symptoms to this extent, because the way I was treating my insides before, whenever I had bloat, I didn't get to strictly contribute it to period time, because it could have been anything. It could have been what I was eating. It could have been what I was not eating. So this is the only time where it was just like, yep, that's because of my period. Because my eating was the same. My movement was the same. I just bloated up. And I also got extremely snacky, which is weird because I'm not a snacky person. I'm a starve or binge. So when my period came, I didn't just eat my apple, I had some crackers too, because I needed to nibble on something. So, weird. And I had an extra piece of chocolate, whatever. They tell you want chocolate, but I don't know. I was just snacky. I just wanted to eat. March 23rd, the day after my period started, it went right back down to 183. My period is one of those where it's the first day is the worst, and then it's just kind of trickles on back to normal. So, March 29th, I'm already having a hard time saying things because of this. So in the beginning of the video, I had mentioned that 3 of the days I didn't follow the plan, and that was because my grandma had passed away. So for that weekend, this was my true test to see if this was something that I could do on a regular basis, and I made it. The night that I had found out, I almost didn't have my snack, but I was like, no, you need to eat your apple, you need to, do your normal things. And I did, and my husband took the next day off work just to stick around me, keep me occupied. He took me out to breakfast. I didn't think about the foods. We kind of ate whatever we wanted, lots of microwave foods, lots of salt, and I could tell. It was the first time I had ever been able to, tell the difference between eating good foods and eating bad foods. So on March 29th, the day that I was going to try to, eat my normal routine again, I woke up at 189 pounds. I jumped up from 182 or 183 to 189 in just a weekend of bad food. That's crazy. And it's just water weight and, bloat, whatever. So I just tried to turn off the other brain, and I went back to my normal, ignored it, ate my food. The next day, March 30th, already back down to 186 after 1 day of normal food again. And then on April 1st, this is hilarious because I don't know if this is normal. Health professionals, comment, let me know what happened. On April 1st, I couldn't go to bed because I had to pee 10 times. And I'm not, I didn't drink any extra water that day, but I peed 10 times. And I woke up the next morning when I finally stopped peeing at 182. It's all of that water was oh, we can leave now. I don't know if that's normal, but that's what happened. And then April 3rd, woke up 181.2, and that's where we're at. So what's next? This has actually made a lot of things easier. Grocery shopping is easier because we know exactly what we need, even though I'm adding in some variety. from now on, it's still easy. So we only have to cook 3 times a week, because twice a week we cook the chicken enough for the next few days, and then we cook chicken again for the next few days. And then at this point, I'm going to be adding in some other variety. I get real tired of eating meat, so I'm going to try to find some other protein sources. Like right now I got some vegan chicken to see what it tastes like. And I'll probably add something in for lunch, not tuna, because I don't think it's good to be eating tuna every day. I don't know. I'm trying not to think too hard about it. I might just eat the same thing, continue this for the rest of my life, because it's simple and I like it. And for this next month, starting tomorrow, which is Monday, April 5th, I will be adding in exercise, but I want to keep maintaining this slow process because I tend to jump into things too fast. I was actually itching to start exercising during the month, but I was like, no, focus on the food first. So all I'll be doing next month is 3 to 5 days a week. I will be doing 10 minutes of jogging, running, elliptical, treadmill, or 5 minutes of jump rope, because I feel like jumping rope is actually a lot harder than running, at least for me who hasn't been exercising. So I want to get just 10 minutes, some kind of cardio, 3 to 5 days a week, hopefully jogging because I really want to start running again. And then 5 days a week, I'll be doing this every day no matter what, but probably just 5 days a week. I'm going to be doing planks for 1 minute, and I'm thinking about doing reverse planks too, just to keep my front and my back even. I probably can't, I know I can't do a minute plank right now. I'm no exercise queen right here. But I'm going to do, if I can only do 20 seconds, I'm going to do 20 seconds, take a break, do another 20, take a break, do another 20, be done, get my whole minute in until I can do a full minute. But slow goals, slow things. I think I can run for 10 minutes. Running has always been something I just kind of push myself in. So even if I'm going really slow and I'm just kind of putt-putting, like I can run for 10 minutes, no problem. So yeah. Jump rope, who knows? That's why I'm saying 5 minutes, but we shall see. And I'll probably record an update on that in a month, regardless of whether you guys ask for it, but let me know in the comments if you want to see it. Was this interesting to watch? I hope it was. Hopefully it was helpful. I know that a lot of fitness and health stuff on the internet can rattle your brain and confuse you. Just start small, find something, even if it's just one meal a day that is really healthy, and you like it, just have that one meal whenever you can. Just do that, one thing at a time. Also, let me know in the comments if you want me to do a more in-depth what I eat in a day, because I know I didn't actually show how I cook these foods, because there's more to it than just chicken, sweet potato, vegetable. There's chopping onions and how much butter I put on my sweet potato, or how I cook my oatmeal. Because I'm actually a person that doesn't like oatmeal, but I figured out a way that I can tolerate it, eating it every other day, knowing that I get my eggs on toast the next day. Anyway, if you guys want a couple what I eat in a day, or maybe you guys want to know what variety I'm adding in for this next month, let me know, because I don't mind filming that. That could be fun. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye!